AI Today in 5 for Thursday, April 16, 2026. In this podcast, we're going to look at 5 short stories curated by me, Tom Fox, about AI, compliance, risk management, and the greater business world. We'll give you a short 5-minute daily set of stories that you can use to think about how you can use AI in your compliance program going forward. This is one of the most interesting innovations that I have come across in all of my time in compliance. I've written a book, Upping Your Game, about the use of AI and how it will transform compliance, literally starting now and certainly by 2030. The AI Attack Chains Edition. We begin with that first story from Payments. What AI attack chains mean for CFOs and CISOs. The question for executives is no longer whether AI will affect cybersecurity, it's whether their organization is still operating on its assumptions from the pre-autonomy world. Newly introduced frontier models from OpenAI and Anthropic threaten the capability to exploit software vulnerabilities at a scale no human can match. In simulated environments, the models do not simply execute isolated commands. They stitch together reconnaissance, exploitation, persistence, and lateral movement into a coherent attack sequence, i.e. attack chains. Are you ready? Next up from Reuters. This is for you lawyers. As people increasingly turn to AI for advice at work, some lawyers are telling their clients not to treat AI chatbots like trusted confidants when their legal freedom or legal liability is on the line. The warning became more urgent after a New York judge ruled earlier this year that a former CEO of bankrupt financial services could not shield his AI chats from prosecutions pursuing settled securities charges against him. In the wake of the ruling, attorneys have been advising that conversations with chatbots can be demanded by prosecutors in criminal cases or litigation adversaries in civil cases. Proceed with caution. Next up, from Crunchbase News, an article entitled, "I sold my startup a year after founding it. Here's why that was the fastest way to build a real-world healthcare AI." The conventional wisdom is that the real ambition means staying independent, but in asking yourself whether you want to truly transform healthcare, the answer is different. Clinical AI is highly regulated with long sales cycles, complex stakeholder dynamics, where structural advantages tend to harden market positions and compound over time. If you decide to join forces, carefully structure to protect your velocity, this can dramatically improve the odds of realizing your goal of significantly increasing the world's access to healthcare. From our friends at FinTech Global, why regulatory intelligence is moving to the center of a business enterprise. Regulation used to sit at the edges of the enterprise, tracked by specialist teams, interrupted periodically, and pushed downstream into compliance, legal, and risk functions. That model is starting to break down. As regulatory change grows faster, broader, and more complex, firms can no longer afford to treat regulatory intelligence as a background task or a periodic monitoring exercise. You need to be ahead of it and ready. It's something that's becoming much more central. Regulatory intelligence is increasingly shaping how firms understand their obligations, make operational decisions, and adapt at speeds across the market. In that sense, it is moving beyond a support role and becoming part of the infrastructure that helps the enterprise see, interpret, and respond to change. And our final story comes to us about Space Force. Yes, Donald Trump's Space Force. We've not had a story on Space Force, but Space Force is touting AI's impact on cyber compliance. And the acting CISO says that AI is reshaping how the service measures and tracks cyber compliance, moving it from a box-checking exercise into something nimbler and more substantive. We have 2 new podcasts for you. So they're relatively short, at about 5 minutes or so per podcast. So you get a great news wrap-up. They post at midnight a.m. on each Friday. So you can start your day with focused AI news in healthcare and in financial services. Also, please check out my book, Upping Your Game, which talks about the use of AI in compliance. And finally, please check out my latest book, which was really a passion project, which is called The Game's Afoot: What Sherlock Holmes Teaches About Risk, Ethics, Investigations, and even AI in 2026. Both of those books are available on Amazon.com, and we've linked to them in the show notes. Thanks so much for listening. We look forward to visiting with you again.